Is there a motion to approve the August minutes?
Nicole moves.
Is there a second?
I second.
I saw Holly first. Any discussion? I don't see any. All those in favor, let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 people. Is anybody still missing?
I think Ashley is abstaining from this vote.
Oh, okay. Oh, there she is. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. The motion passes. Next, do we have any government representatives here today? I don't recognize anybody as such. All right, moving on. Bylaw meetings. Bylaw revisions. I'm sorry, are the hands still up from the vote or?
No, sorry.
Who's going to present the bylaw, the proposed bylaw changes?
I can.
Okay.
So, as you know, we've been having an ongoing conversation since our January annual meeting because we had a number of residents join on that day. They were dismayed and upset that they were not able to then also vote because as our bylaws were currently defined, you had to be a member 30 days before the date of the annual meeting to be able to vote. And so we had a series of discussions and some research and investigating around how to amend the bylaws, if approved, so that it would be possible for a same-day voter registration, if you will. So you could join and vote at the annual meeting. The catch was a dilemma around what if somebody joined online? What if they joined online 2 hours after our annual meeting closed? We've been using the electronic ballot method for the last 2 or 3 voting cycles anyways, and those electronic ballots go straight to the election administrator, not myself, right? So they go straight to Bruce. So that's still easy enough to facilitate. And so Bob helped do some research and offered back the language that you see here on the agenda that the board could make the record date for membership less than 30 days as long as we announce that deadline far enough in advance that it's fair and equitable for everybody. And that as long as somebody meets that record date, they could be provided the ballot as a newly joining member, electronically so that they could still have the opportunity to vote within 5 days. There was a separate question about being able to just like hold the election and count the ballots on the spot. That has never worked out for us. I don't think that's as important of a criteria because it's really hard to meet quorum live, at the meeting. So many people are used to being able to do things remotely or via email. So these revisions do not address the ability to count the ballots on January 12th or, whatever that meeting date is. It would still likely take 5 days or so.
Yeah, let me tweak what you said just very slightly.
Sure.
In the event that the board votes that the record date should be the meeting date, then it will not be possible to announce results at the meeting because we have to account for the possibility, as Nicole said, that people join on the record date, but after the meeting is over.
Right. I just wanted to be clear that this isn't going to also solve the problem of having to count ballots and wait a few days, because that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
But this does give more people access and the opportunity and ability to join and vote. It's an expansion of democracy, which is a positional statement I am making there, as opposed to restricting democracy by blocking people's access to the ability to vote, right? So I'm obviously recommending agenda items, 3A, B, and C, as a nomination, motion to adopt 3A, B, and C.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, I see Walter seconds. Okay, discussion. Let me, before recognizing others, let me say a couple things. One, I want to thank Nicole for keeping this issue on our radar, keeping it progressing, and for her constructive engagement on making this happen. Let me um, also add uh, change 3A is at this point kind of necessary. We had been giving formal notice of the meeting through the newsletter, which qualified under the bylaws as they are currently written, because we actually dropped a piece of paper on everyone's door. We're not doing that anymore, and so we need to either be prepared to give paper notice to everybody or change the bylaws so that we don't have to. I think the easiest thing to do is change the bylaws so that we don't have to. So that's the purpose of 3A. Other than that, I think Nicole has said everything that, in my view, needs to be said. Holly.
Thank you. I have one concern that I would love to have alleviated, which is if I were disinterested in continuing the leadership of this board, then I could rally my whole block, come on the same day, and vote everyone out. And that is, that's part of our.
That's actually harder than that's actually harder than it seems, because remember, people, um, anybody who gets um, either 30% of the entire membership or 60% of all votes, whichever number is smaller, gets elected to the board. So you're right that it is a possibility, but it ain't that easy. And if there are enough people who are dissatisfied with board leadership and take that section, then maybe that's the way it ought to be.
I hear that. And you and I had a recent experience this year with the neighborhood council. And I am happy to be unelected if I'm not of service or fulfilling my role. This is how democracy works. And I also understand and that there is a need to be able to have members who come on the annual meeting be able to vote. And I'm just wondering if we could put a little space in between it, or if there is any need for those guide rails
Well,
to.
so
Holly, I guess it doesn't make a difference when the record date closes, because I could still, under the current system, I could still rally all of Tower 43 to sign up 30 days in advance.
Okay, okay, that.
Yeah, it doesn't change the ability to mass
Right.
a mass of a voting block. It just changes the date with which that might occur. But
yeah,
that already is a plausible outcome.
Okay. And
yeah.
then the other
And the
question.
other thing is that this amendment is not self-executing. As you'll note, as written, it requires a board vote to actually change the date.
Got it. And just something I wasn't clear on, so for a point of clarification, um, there is a closing date for the registration to be able to vote. And that's why you were discussing, like, if someone had the hours and we're allowing this electronic ballots, that we do have like a cutoff time specifically so that the count can begin and proceed. Okay, thank you so much for answering my concerns and addressing my concerns and answering my questions.
Okay. Any further discussion? I don't see any. Okay, the motion is to approve proposed bylaw amendments 3A, B, and C. All those in favor, let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Ashley does not seem to be with us. Okay, any opposed? I don't see anybody. All right, looks like 701. So that motion is approved. Next,
There's nine of us. We're missing somebody. It doesn't change the fact that the motion passed. I'm just pointing out that there are 9 members.
I know there are 9 members. Are all 9 of us here?
Yeah, so if Ashley abstains, that would be 8.
801. Okay, I'm sorry. I must have missed somebody then.
Okay.
Oh, or did Shelley vote?
Shelley did vote.
Okay, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next bylaw amendment. You want to take that one too?
I don't feel as confident to be able to explain this one.
Okay, I'll do that one then.
Yeah.
Right. So this proposed bylaw amendment basically says that if the board found it necessary to dismiss an officer from their position and not reappoint them later to another officer position, then they're not eligible to be a director. The reason seems to be self-evident to me, but and so is there a motion to approve bylaw amendment 3D?
I'll move.
Okay, Nicole moves. Is there a second? Walter seconds. All right, any discussion?
So can you guys hear me?
We can.
So it's just trying to understand. So like if this was, for example, say somebody like we've already had on the board that was removed or resigned because they started to work for PLBRA.
No, not resigned. Somebody who voluntarily resigned is not covered by this.
Okay.
This has to be somebody
So-
who was removed by a vote of the board.
Okay, so what if, for example, like somebody who used to serve as a vice president of whatever we make up, if they're removed from that position, is that what this like would apply to? Is that what I'm understanding? That they couldn't serve as a director then again?
If they are removed by a vote of the board rather than resigning, then yes.
Clarifying
Okay.
example, if I may.
Let's
say-
assuming that the board doesn't then appoint them to a different officer
Bob.
position.
Bob, let me give a concrete example. Let's say you all decide that I am a terrible secretary. And so you vote collectively to fire me, remove me from the board as secretary.
Never.
But later you realize I'm really good at math and you appoint me to be treasurer. Then I am good to go. I could run again. If you fire me as secretary and don't reappoint me to anything else, I'm out and I cannot reappear on the ballot.
On the ballot to run for anything, not just to be a
Can't be a
executive
director.
officer.
Can't be a director anymore.
Right, to serve as a,
Yeah, after the term ends.
to be removed ostensibly for cause and then not reappointed to something else.
Unless we
Yeah.
decide, hey, you'd be great at this instead.
Right.
Correct.
Okay,
Then they're basically still in good standing. Does that make sense? So like if you leave the board in bad standing, you can't come back. Might be another way to say it.
All right, is there further discussion?
Yeah, so what does it mean, bad standing? How is that ascertained?
It's not. That's Nicole's shorthand for having been removed by a vote of the board. Is there further discussion? I don't see any. All right. All those in favor, let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who am I missing?
Toby.
Toby. Okay, all those opposed. And any abstentions? Let's mark Toby as an abstention.
I was just gonna say the same. Thank you.
Okay. That's that. So that motion passes. Committee updates, community services.
Hey, that would be me. It's Shelley. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, yeah, Shelley. And I'm gonna try to keep it to 3 minutes per committee. So
Are
do
you
what you.
implying I go over, Bob?
No, I'm not implying it, I'm saying it. Go for it.
Um,
Go for it, Shelley.
So I don't really have that much today. Just a quick update. So I went downstairs. I'm in Tower 34 where the activities room we've been talking about is. There's a fan, air blowing in there, and there's some chairs and a closet. But that's it. So room looks great. Only thing is there's no Wi-Fi service. So I chatted with Ashley, and we're gonna reach out to corporate to see, if we can get some Wi-Fi services in there as we had in our previous place. The second thing is we haven't heard back regarding the insurance, so we're just gonna move forward. I'll work with the everybody on the board to get the information out as to when the next seniors committee will be with Toby, and I'd love to host it in there. Only thing is, since we don't know about the insurance, we're gonna have to have people sign the waiver to participate. I'll work with Nicole and with Bob to review that, and folks can get it on the website, or hopefully we can push it out some way. If not, they can bring it with them, and we'll just require that. And that's it.
Shelley, can I clarify, were there any tables or desks?
There were no tables or desks, just chairs.
Interesting. Because Sylvie was under the impression that they had gotten furniture for us. And then the last update that I heard from her was that they were still seeking a pathway forward to add that new room to the same insurance status as the theater and the other community property. But as you said, no confirmation or conclusion on that.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sure, if we need a table, we could reach out to just between us. I'm sure somebody has a folding table, even if it's, just tray tables, but for at least a meeting, as long as people have a place to sit down, and, it's a place to start.
I'm sorry, but what's this a meeting for? What kind of meetings will we have there?
I was just saying that we could have our next seniors committee meeting there, kind of as like a way to introduce it to people and utilize that space so we don't have to compete for use of the theater.
Is it air conditioned?
It felt like it to me. There was it was cool in there, and there was the fan was blowing, and it's a hot day, so it felt good in there to me. I don't want to say definitively because honestly I'm not sure, but it felt cool in there. It definitely didn't feel like the laundry room where you feel like you're gonna pass out.
Guys, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm doing the Zoom on my phone because I can't get into my email, and you couldn't see me or hear me, but I voted with everybody with the last vote. So now my daughter put it on, I can tap to speak.
Thank you,
So
Toby.
I'm here.
Thank you for letting
I'm
us
here.
know. Okay, so we'll record you as a
Okay.
yes. We'll record you as a yes vote.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Okay. Shelley, is that it for that committee?
Yep.
Okay. Communications committee.
Hello, all. So I am working on a big push to promote the wellness fair that Nicole is leading. And so I sent out an email. I've already posted it on social media, but I want to do a better job at making sure that the blood drive is front and center, and that again, we're just pushing it as much as possible, so that way, if you miss the first one or the second email, you'll see the third, right? And so I'll be kind of schedule posting those out because I want as many people as possible to join the wellness fair. Nicole, you've done so much hard work for that. So that's a very small part that I can do is help get that word out. tonight I'll be working on getting that email out for our next newsletter. And so that one I'll try and do a due date of probably about like end of September, maybe in about 3 weeks from now. That gives us enough time for Nicole for you to do the wellness fair and write up a nice like recap email. Bob, enough time for your president's letter, and then any of the contributors to, spend some time thinking about what you want to write and add to that. And then last but not least for communications committee, Henry, thank you so much for sending me all the next batch of movies. I'll be making all the flyers and I'll email them to Sylvie so she can put them on the digital boards and on like the live calendar and all that fun stuff. So that's it for us. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to both you and Shelley for managing to stay well within that 3-minute request. Holly.
I just have a question. Is the wellness fair also going to be on the live calendar?
It should.
Okay, I haven't
It
looked.
should be, yeah.
And we have about 20 people between the first and combining the first and second list of names that have signed up through Eventbrite. And so Eventbrite is now pushing it out. If you Google or look on Eventbrite for local events, your wellness fair is freely advertised. Although it might have gotten more vendors than people, it's still a it's still a movement in the right direction. And I also want to thank Nicole and Ashley for their tireless work. And Nicole's been on it, responding to every vendor, collecting raffles items. And if Nicole, you have too many, we'll save some for the membership drive. We're happy to receive them for that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Security and Safety Committee. Walter or Dan? Walter, you're muted.
Me?
I can never remember who's
Walter.
Walter. Okay,
I'm insecure.
Can you hear me?
now we can.
Okay, grand. Okay, I just got back from a long trip overseas. I have to go to the police station next week to try to get them to send me again, their weekly crime statistics, because crimemapping.com would suggest this is about the safest place in the world. In this whole area, there's something's going on. There's like one crime in the entire area, Park La Brea and surrounding environs. I don't think that's possible. So anyway, I've got really nothing to report other than I'm going to the police station to try and get the info allegedly from the horse's mouth. Okay.
How do
All
they
right.
define environs?
Say that again.
How do they define environs? And
Well,
environs?
yeah, it's easy. If you indicate that you're principally interested in, say, Park La Brea, which I am, obviously, then they automatically include an area of, I don't know, 1 or 2 mile circumference. Yeah. Okay, so it includes, for example, 3rd Street, Wilshire Boulevard, Fairfax. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, for us, it's pretty complete.
All right. Thank you, Walter.
Okay.
But aren't we interested specifically in just Park La Brea? Can they give
It doesn't work.
statistics?
The app doesn't work that way, but it includes Park La Brea.
You,
So
it's a map with like pins, so you can see exactly where things are. You
right,
can
well,
it's easy enough to
centered
filter
on Park
out.
La Brea, because that's what I asked for.
Right. Okay, next, Wellness Fair Committee.
All right, so we have one more committee check-in Wednesday at 7, if anybody wants to join. And I appreciate these shout outs from my board members. But I want to be clear that really Randy and Lexi did all of the work with some drafting from Dan to help with promoting and advertising, and idea generation and vendor hunting by Shelley as well. So I feel like, as usual, I just try to herd all of the cats into the corral. But we have about 20 vendors. We have the blood drive. It'll be Sunday from 1 to 4. We have lots of raffle prizes. Some of them are worth $300 and more, especially if you're interested in like osteo bone health, for example. Somebody's giving a free screening for bone density. It's a big deal, right? So there's some really good prizes. Facials from Kiehl's are being given away. So really a variety of things. Descanso Foods is going to be giving some free food samples. So it should be a great day under the trees. Wear light clothing. It is going to be very hot, right? I would ask though that PLBRA board members work the PLBRA table. Thank you to Ashley and Sam and Shelly for already signing up. We do need coverage from 2:30 to 4, please, to my board mates. And that's it.
Oh,
We'd like to mention that we put up 130 flyers on, so on a,
Wow.
on
On the
100,
past few
130 floors, we put up flyers. And we put out all of the lawn signs that got prepared. Unfortunately, a lot of them blew off because the adhesive wasn't adequate. But anyway, we put up a lot of these things. We'll take them down after the event.
Yeah, we didn't have a budget for this, so I made those yard signs myself for $50. If you know me, you know that I'm not very patient when it comes to arts and crafts, but I did hot glue gun all of those signs, and in retrospect, we probably should have like stapled and hot glued or something like that, because the material of the sign itself is not sticky, right? So as soon as it got wet or heated, they fell apart. But it was a worthy endeavor. We definitely learned from it if we want to pivot and try something like that in the future. It's really expensive to buy like the ones that are screened on or printed on. So we went the route to try to make them, and but we got to keep trying to get the word out, especially without the hard copy newsletter. And thanks to Dan and Randy for putting those all around the property.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of work. All right. Thank you, Nicole. Fundraising strategy, that would be Holly.
hi, good evening. I first want to acknowledge all of the resident participants who are here on the meeting. And if Ashley could please put our join us link in the chat, shamelessly ask you all, if you're not a member, please join. It's very affordable and it really supports our endeavors in representing you. I've been doing some research on whether or not that if the PLBRA should form a 501c3, and I'm going to resend my recommendation to the board after hearing about the membership drive and some of the community support agencies that are already well established in the area. In November, I'll present an idea for us to be fiscally sponsored, so we get the same benefits of a nonprofit. We can ask for larger donations, and the other nonprofit fiscally sponsors us and allows us to have access to those funds. In that note, I have a couple more raffle donations I'm working on with Paulette, see my new glasses, and as well as Marcel Merci's market, so that when we're doing our membership drive, which is the first weekend of October 4th and 5th, then we have some things to offer to sign up. You don't have to be a new member to be in the drawing, but you do have to be a member. And finally, shameless thank you to Descansos, who's holding a Get to Know Your Neighbor PLBRA sponsored event on October the 2nd at Descansos. So we'll be putting that out on our websites and newsletters, but they're going to offer a tasting, and they've started a special program just for people who live at Park La Brea. So you do have to bring something that shows you live there, your key fob. You don't have to bring your lease or anything. And if you want a brunch 2-for-1 discount coupon, send me a Facebook message and I'll give you one. So that is my update for today.
Thank you. Nicole?
I do have a question about just one logistic of the membership drive for October 4-5 is just we don't have an approved annual budget. So do we need to allocate some funds to make half sheet flyers? Like physically, what are we taking when people go door to door, so that we're leaving them with something? I know Ashley has made some handouts and things, but like we should be able to hand a neighbor the flyer that has the join now QR code, and that costs money to print.
It does. And last time I went around with Henry, we both took the liberty and donated our printer ink and time to do so. I don't know if Sam's available. I'm very reticent in asking for any money. So if it is a hardship of any of the board members to print up what you need to do the membership drive, then I think we can address that via an email.
I am at a law firm with a number of industrial sized printers. If this is something that we can just
I'm hearing
print,
you say your law firm will sponsor flyers.
Woo!
I'm saying I will be more than happy to make a few hundred copies if that's enough.
We just
Yeah,
might be
Ashley
slightly.
can email you with the QR code and the join now and the yada yada to print out. Thank you.
And
Yeah,
Henry,
do include something for those of us who don't speak QR.
that's right. Henry, could you send Ashley your little template? Because what we did is we were very prestigious with the flyers that were printed in color. Is he had a little slip. It says, "Hey, I'm Henry. I'm with PLBRA Residents Association. Here's our website. We stopped by to talk to you about joining our membership." And it was literally like a couple of sentences to be left, thus saving valuable resources and handing the flyers in person to those that we got to speak to in person. Is that agreeable to the board in general?
I think if we can get a flyer donation and we can do quarter sheet or half sheet flyers, we should try to actually leave that flyer since the finances are not the roadblock to being restricted.
I hear that.
A visual appeal, is more responsive because it could be slid under someone's door.
Oh, yes, it can. It fits right above the door lock. It's nice little space there. Bob, do you have a large paper cutter there as well? To
I
cut
believe
them?
we do.
It looks like I'll be volunteering my physical self to help you cut those flyers. And I'll coordinate with Bob a sign up sheet, like just kind of, I know that Ashley has one going already, so we could recirculate that and let us know what areas you're going to take. And I will take the lead on getting you flyers. And, if you have any questions about what to say or how to speak to residents, I defer to Henry. He was the best. Okay, I'm just kind of kidding, Henry, but you really were. So he was really good about, a short conversation and what to say, but I'd be happy to bring that up via an email conversation so we can save our time this moment.
Okay. Thank you. So I guess that covered both member and community engagement and fundraising.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we actively going to doors to knock on doors and distribute these? Has anybody done that?
Well, I mean, there were a whole bunch of people doing that for the Mid-City West elections. Have we done that as part of a membership drive? Not to my memory.
So are we doing that? Is that a plan or?
It is the
Yeah,
plan.
on the 4th and the 5th of October. And
4th and the
I'll be
5th of
coordinating with
October?
Bob to
Saturday, Sunday,
Saturday and Sunday.
We're going to be distributing the flyers on those days?
knocking on doors, distributing flyers, trying to
So how
engage
many-
people.
Who's doing this?
I will.
I am.
Anybody who volunteers.
Anybody?
And it doesn't have to be board members.
Can we assign specific buildings to people?
No,
We don't want to
Oh,
overlap.
we definitely need to assign areas to people, Holly.
We do, and also I created that Excel
Yeah.
sheet months
He
and
has
months
a sign
ago.
up
Oh, yeah,
list.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
you
Holly's
can
got a
sign up.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sign up.
Sorry.
I doubt we'll overlap, but if there's an issue, there'll be a sign up list. First come, first serve, Dan. So grab your tower.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for your questions. And if you have any more, my email is holly@plbra.org. I'll be happy to address them.
Okay. I don't know who that is on iPhone TV. Oh, that's Donald.
What's the problem?
No, I thought Donald was raising his hand. Donald, if you're trying to speak to us, you're muted.
Oh, boy.
All right, I'm going to move on. Movies committee.
That's me.
It is.
Yeah, we're doing well. We screened Singing in the Rain last week, which was one of those movies that like you are instantly reminded why it's a classic. And it's like so beautiful and romantic and jaw-dropping. But so we're not actually doing anything for September for scheduling reasons. And but for October, we're doing 3 films in honor of the Halloween season. The first one is let me just pull up the dates. I believe October 2nd, we're doing Silence of the Lambs, which is I've not seen, but I'm told is certainly not for children. And then but October 16th, we are doing Hocus Pocus. And then October 30th, we are doing Nightmare Before Christmas, which I know there's some debate over whether or not that's a Halloween film, but I think it is. So we're gonna watch it.
All right. Next, oh, Donald, are you raising your hand?
Yes, I think you can hear me now.
Now we can.
The organization back 20 years ago did go door to door soliciting membership. We did it for some years, but we were careful to assign specific buildings or areas to specific people to avoid an overlap.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Donald.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for your consideration. Appreciate that.
Okay, renters' rights. I guess that's me. Nothing going on with the lawsuit. We've been, uh, uh, Richard Katz, who's on this call, has followed up with the attorney that we've been talking to, and uh, really nothing substantive has come out of it. I think that law firm is very much in a wait and see mode. Other than that, on the political side of things, I'm hoping with the election coming up, we'll be able to get a little bit more attention to our priorities, and we'll see how well that works. The existence of a clear renters' rights competitor, may help push things along, but we'll see how that plays out. I guess that's all I've got on renters' rights, unless anybody's got any questions.
I just want to confirm, I think that Henry's recording was posted or will be posted under resources on our website. Yep.
Oh, yes.
I was gonna say I was also kind of hoping to do another one at some point, maybe in October or November.
I'm all for it.
So that we can maybe promote the next one a little bit more and get more folks out.
If
Holly?
we have less than a minute. As you may or may not know, at every chance I get, I file a complaint with RSO and the LA Building and Safety inspection. And she took a long time. The investigator explained to me that with the RSO, it has to literally be a reduction of service. So like they had the pool, but now they're charging for the pool, which is not accurate, but an example. So me not being able to use my bathtub for 9 months is not considered a reduction of services. And then she recommended that I file with the building and safety code enforcement. I filed with them. Within 10 days of that filing, I had an appointment to come and fix my bathtub. So in our next newsletter and on the website, I will be revising my how to make a complaint with the Department of Housing and where to go with that complaint within Park La Brea's management hierarchy, and that I found that letting them know that I had filed a complaint really meant that I got a response. There was nothing retaliatory. I may still pursue other personal small claims court legal action myself in regards to them not repairing the tub for so long as a point of advocacy that the landlord is somewhat just neglecting until residents have to escalate this to a point. I've collected 3 complaints. So if you have filed a complaint and you have your complaint number, if you would please email that to me, my email's in the chat. And the more complaints I get, the more leverage I have to take other types of action that I believe can motivate Park La Brea management to be a better landlord for our peaceful enjoyment of this incredible place in which we all live. And lastly, I had a question for Sam, but he's not here today. So just a quick point of note, we are also reaching out to our PLBRA member constituents, and we'll be sending an email to registered voters regarding the utility pass-through legislation. And that is to give transparency to the formula. So what I have noted is that
Holly, I want to see it before it goes out.
absolutely the board will see it. There's going
Okay.
to be no communications without board agreement. And the whole point that I'm trying to make, Bob, is that a lot of our residents have seen quite an increase in these our general utilities, but not in other things like DWP didn't go up like my water, gas, and trash bill did. And so I know that it's stuck in committee, and I want all of the residents to know that Bob and the support of myself, we are both working to get this passed and through this. It's stuck, and trying to get it out. And so this is our next push to do it. So the more that you join, the more people we have to say that are interested and need this pass through. Thank you.
All
right.
Could I interrupt for a moment?
Go ahead.
I forgot to, John Burney gave me a list of the people who are no longer, should no longer be considered employees of Prime, I think. So who should I send that to? It should be taken off our website, according to him. Who's in charge of the website?
Ashley and I tag team that. If you want to share that with us, please, Dan.
All right, I will then. Okay.
Yeah, can make those updates. Thanks, Dan.
Mhm.
All right. Next, Senior Citizens Committee.
I'm sorry, please
Oh.
excuse me.
Hey,
Shell had her hand raised.
I have my hand up, Bob.
Okay, Shelley, go ahead.
I just wanted to check in to see, a point of clarification, because the last meeting, someone from Katie's office was supposed to come to talk to us about the increase in water prices and advocating for us. Has anyone gotten communication from that office regarding this topic?
No, this is the first I'm hearing of this.
Okay,
I'll follow up, but I've been waiting to get this database so we could, push out that information all at the same time. And of course, the board and Bob and I will have a conversation about it. So the answer is no. And they were off for the month of August. That's no excuse, but here's the first week of September, so we'll get back on it.
thank you.
All right. Guess next is my report. Okay, so I got three things, and then I'd like to add an action item to the agenda, something that's been pending for a little while and we've discussed before. So the stuff that's already on the agenda. Um, Government Day is at Park La Brea. We've now had a couple of days. So the idea is once a month, we're trying to get all levels of government here at Park La Brea at the same time, so that any resident who has an issue with government doesn't need to know which level of government. They just show up, and if they start in the wrong line, they'll get pointed to the right person who will be sitting right there. So last month we got both Laura Friedman's office and Katie's office there. We were still working on Rick Chavez Zabur's office. I've now heard from Josh. Josh is also interested. I've put all three of these staff members in contact with each other, and I will push them to set a September date. I am also trying to get them to, at least on occasion, rather than doing an early afternoon time, do a late afternoon, early evening time, so that people who have to work during the day still can do this. So I'm getting pushback there, but we'll see what we can do. And next, Television City Shuttle Report. So a while ago I asked for a meeting with the TV City folks to talk about this. For those of you who don't remember or haven't been in on the conversation, Television City, as part of their planning, is planning a shuttle that goes between the new metro stop that's coming in, I guess, later this year, and Television City. And I said, gee, you're going right past, or maybe even through Park La Brea. Why don't you add a stop or two in Park La Brea? And so we've got Katie Yaroslavsky's support on that, but what we really need, of course, is Television City's support. I asked them for a meeting quite a while ago. About 3 weeks ago, they said, okay, we're ready to have a meeting. And it got scheduled, then pushed, and it got scheduled, and then it pushed. And currently it is scheduled for this coming Friday, Friday morning. So I hope to have good news. I'll certainly have some news to report from that meeting. So we'll see what they've got in mind, and we'll see where we can go from there. Finally, in coordination with the movie dates, thank you, Henry, for providing that information. We have scheduled a town hall with Katie Yaroslavsky on October 30th, that at from 6 to 7 p.m. The idea was to schedule it in the hour before a meeting with the hope that it would boost attendance of both the town hall and the movie. So we'll see how that works out. So that's October 30 at 6 p.m. When the time comes, let's get comms out. Finally, the issue that I haven't put on the agenda, but I think we talked about it at least some last month, and I think we really need to. I think we really need to make it a formal motion. So I'm just going to do it. I move to allocate an amount not to exceed $506 to reimburse Donald Harris for claim damages to equipment provided to PLBRA. Nicole seconds. Is there discussion? I don't see any.
What equipment?
Computer equipment, the monitor and printer.
What happened to them?
They got fairly dinged up in the move. At least one of them is completely unusable. The screen was cracked.
Yeah,
I saw it
that.
with my own eyes.
How did it get cracked?
In the move.
By who?
Presumably the movers, which wasn't us. PLBRA moved it for us, and they weren't careful enough.
And what's the other problem?
Hold on. I'm not going to throw the PLBRA movers under the bus here. Our belongings were not packed in an appropriate manner, and the movers moved what was shoved in boxes. So let's not blame the movers.
Okay. However it happened,
We worked very hard to turn a disaster into a move. Thank you.
Okay. All right. At any rate, the damage occurred, and I think we got to pay for it.
Do we have that kind of money?
Yes, we ran that by Sam last meeting. I'd rather not have to spend it, but I think we have to.
Call the vote.
All right. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, let me know. 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4,
I
5,
don't think you can see me. Yes, I agree.
6, 7, 8, 6, 7, and
Can
am I
you hear
missing any?
me?
Yes, I heard you, Toby. I got your
Okay,
vote,
thank you.
Toby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I missing somebody?
I'm abstaining. Holly is abstaining.
Right, that's 701. Am I missing somebody else?
Dan.
Dan, oh, there you go.
I'm abstaining.
Okay. All right, 702. All right, so the motion passes. All right, that's my report. Thank you. Ashley.
Hello all. So I don't have very much to report, mainly because I have been trying to email our new Prime Group lead, Stacy. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I don't want to butcher it. And I have not heard back yet. So I'm going to continue. I sent an email. I just want to confirm just to make sure my time at 12:22 today to Stacy Gianassi at primegroup.com and still no response. In my email, I tried to be very warm and just like, hey, I've met with your predecessor, Aaron, on almost a monthly basis, would like to continue that. The PLBRA wants to have a relationship here, and just no response yet. So we'll keep pushing. wanted to also just share for the board and for the meeting minutes and our residents here, I'll be going on leave from work from October to the rest of the year. So I'm
Ooh.
quite excited to be able to just have some time away from work and offer a little bit more up to the community. So if I say all of that, because if it has to kind of come down to the point where I kind of just start going to the office as well, because I have the time during the day now, then I will definitely be doing that. So it's something that I am not dropping. I do want to make sure that we have a voice with management. Before I left, they promised, right, that we were going to be part of at least the onboarding, and I have not heard anything. And just to again, not be too throwing anyone under the bus, but I really haven't heard anything really from Stacy at this point. At least Aaron would like reply all to at least some of the resident emails or things that we've CC'd on, and I haven't heard anything. So at this point, I don't even know if I have the right email, to be honest. So I'm trying all of this is to say that I am trying to make sure that we have a seat at this table, if you will. So trying there, but otherwise, I am still running a list of things that are on our mind that I know are still open, right? Like our maintenance, our gardening, the sulfur smells, our water bills, our everything else, even as much as to our insurance for the room. It's all still in my mind. It's literally a running doc that I'm just like, I'm waiting just to hear back and get a response. So again, apologies, I don't have very much to report besides the fact that I've been trying. And then I hope to, be able to provide more during my leave from work. So I'm really excited to do that and provide more to the community.
Thank,
That's all I have to report. Thank you.
thank you. And why should they care about us?
I think it is a great point. I think they should be able to partner with us because we interact with the residents a lot and we want to provide an enriching community to the residents here. We can partner really well with them if there was an opportunity. But that's maybe a question that we have to go to them and ask them. Holly.
Thank you. I've had this little document in my hands. It is the actual application that PLBRA submitted to the IRS to become a non-RA 501c4. And there were three main points: advocacy for the tenants, community concerns, and cultural activities. In the beginning, we were meeting with management twice a month on 3 separate committees. And so I'd be happy to share this with you to talk about our history of working together, and that as I've shared with them in emails, that my primary mission is to have a safe place to live and peaceful enjoyment and to have communication. When it appears and the community ratings on Yelp and Google indicate that that's not what's happening, and I would rather have a pro tenant, pro management stance, but I'm not able to take that. So just to be clear to our board as well, we were founded on advocating for the tenants. We used to have a grievance committee. We used to do the community concerns. Here it is. Met monthly on site with top Park Library management manager, director of facilities, director of masons, and director of resident services on our 174 community acre property since 1988.
So why don't they want to do it anymore?
Sorry, Dan.
Why don't they want to do that anymore?
I can't read people's minds, but I'm more than happy to accompany you with a nice attitude and a smile on my face and talk about the history that we have together, and we have an opportunity to all work together, because I am generally displeased doesn't get it. And again, I spoke to the rent subsidies, rent RSO investigator for about an hour, and she was very empathetic with this position and noticed the increase in complaints. And I let her know that I'm just looking for the right place to turn to for our residents. I've contacted several, this is off topic, I'll save it for another time, I'll put in the agenda, But I am looking for, lawyers that want to duly note this. And
Do we
I
picket the
don't know what else
place?
to do it now.
Should we picket Park La Brea?
How many
I-
people do you think you could get on a picket line?
Yeah, I think more working
We'll
within.
embarrass them to reduce their,
Not asking why to do it. I'm asking how many people do you think you could get to do it?
one.
Yeah, you and me,
Exactly.
Dan. I'd be right out
Right.
there with you. There was concern about what I expressed in my report, which is probably public, that I felt that I was being particularly discriminated against since I was very vocal and ran against the previous property manager and was online advocating for residents to file. And she is keeping that part of the investigation open. So my point of saying all this, Ashley, is that if you want some company, I'll come along. And again, documenting this as a point of the lack of concern for the residents that management has, I hope is turned around. I prefer to hope for the better. And that's why we're asking you all to become members. The more people that join, the more leverage we have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, the treasurer's report is in the minutes.
I just wanted to update everybody because Sam posed the question there about the Weebly annual renewal fee, and I just wanted to confirm, yes, that was $312. The receipt was sitting in our standard box, shall we call it? So I just logged in and forwarded that both to Sam and Ashley as a backup.
Okay. Next, secretary's report.
Excuse me,
Oh.
what's Weebly?
Our website.
Okay, why don't we just manage it ourselves?
We do. That is the hosting platform.
That's a
So
lot of money.
yes,
for
things
that?
cost a lot of money now. But the website itself, a website has to be hosted on a platform.
Is that a monthly charge?
No.
That's for the year.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay. I wanted to share, and I put the link to RSVP in our minutes, which are posted on our website already. But Katie Yaroslavsky's office has opened a new field office for CD5, and it is literally across the street. It's right on Wilshire.
5417, right?
5416.
16.
Yeah. East, I'm like, what's direction am I trying to say? Just east of Hauser, on Wilshire. So it's very, very close. And they're doing a grand opening event on October 14th from 1 to 4 p.m.
I think that's September 14th.
Mm,
Sunday, right?
Yes, thank you. September 14th. I had October on the brain today. We allow current members to begin their 2026 renewal paperwork in October. So I'll just start promoting those personal requests to renew. And then I'm continuing to work with teammates. There's somebody that's on this call right now that I need to message because they were already a member for 2025 and they paid again and set it up to auto renew in the month of August, which won't help you for for future year memberships. But if you set up your auto renewal to occur either in January or at the end of the year during renewal season, then you're always covered. So I'll be refunding that member's double payment and then asking them to do it again.
In October.
Closer to December, yeah, after October, so that it counts for that person. But we've just been monitoring that to make sure that nobody double pays, right? And that everybody that wants to renew can easily do so. So people can pay by their renewal by check, either at the in-person October or December meetings. They can drop it off to my apartment. I think we're still working on our mailbox in Tower 34, so I'm reticent to offer that as an avenue. And the easiest way, of course, is to renew online, but we will be accepting renewal checks at the October and December in-person meetings as well. That's it.
Thank you. Holly, do you have anything to add to the CFO report? Seems like you probably covered it in the earlier report. Okay. Moving on. Anything in the current, anything under current issues? I don't see anything. Public comment. Would anybody?
Well, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I did have one current issue. I'm so sorry. Um, I connected Henry for some support on who a disabled senior citizen neighbor could talk to. Her apartment was uninhabitable. She was moved to one of the temporary units, which was not a comparable unit. And then magically on day 29, when she went back to that temporary unit, all of her belongings had disappeared and her stuff was gone. I happened to run into her in the elevator. I went and looked at her apartment. They had done some of the required repairs. Her stuff did eventually show back up at her apartment, but they threw away all of her food in the process, and they said it was an error. And they compensated her for the food that they threw away, but not for all of the hassle and the time and all of the disaster. So really a shout out to Henry for helping me connect her with some resources. These are the types of authentic interactions that I think really make a difference when people are in need. So just reminding everybody to be social and say hi and make eye contact when you're walking around the property, because our neighbors do know who we are. And they will find us when they need us. So thanks everybody for your service.
all right. Thank you. Okay, now public comment. Yes, Frank?
Hi, I have been for the last 2 years trying to get signage on the main floor. I live in Tower 44 of an M. So when delivery services come in, they know where I am. I'm in unit ME is what my address is. It just says E on the door and they can never find me. I have not been getting many deliveries. Unfortunately, in the last year, I've also had to call 911 twice, and both times they were not able to find me either. Even though I told the 911 operator, exactly that they shouldn't go on the elevator, what have you, they still couldn't find me. So it's now become also a safety issue besides just me not getting a pizza or a delivery from Amazon. I don't know what's the problem. I've contacted people in the main office. All I'm looking for is what everyone else has from floors 1 to 12, which is when you get off the elevator, it says whatever the number floor is, and then the letters one way and the letters the other way. I just want an M when people walk in with an E this way. Is there anything you guys can do to help facilitate that?
Frank, you're not the only person to bring this to us. Also missing from the main floor are fire route maps and other important like safety signage. I brought this issue to management a few months ago. I was told to use Liv to turn in a ticket. I said that doesn't make sense. It's not for my apartment. It's for all 18 towers. The person who refused to help was Mike Lobos, who is the least customer-friendly customer service representative I've ever experienced in my life. That ticket is still open in my profile when you log in and look. I live under open service orders. So thank you for reminding me, Frank. I'm going to forward that ticket number to Justin, who is very helpful, and to see if we can make some headway on that, because you're not the only member to raise this problem and it's very important.
Well, and I've been trying for 2 years.
Given that it's a safety issue, Frank, I think it's perfectly appropriate to elevate this to the city. So I'll start working that angle.
Hi, Frank,
Okay.
it's Holly. My
Hi.
email is in the chat. There are 2 avenues for you to pursue outside of the roots of Bob and Nicole, which is one is the fire department, because that will be the fire routes and you're unable to be reached. 2 is going to be the code enforcement of building and safety. So I'll be happy to walk you through that. It's not as difficult as it sounds. And then you would also let them know they don't have appropriate address markings. And, this will be, give one example, and then I can mention that it has been brought to the attention of the management for several months that it's every tower, which is really interesting, as well as we had the fire safety inspector just last year here. So I think I also have his email and I can kind of CC your comment along, and we'll see if we can't flag some attention, because you deserve to live your safety and get the help you need.
That would be wonderful. And then the other thing is, and I think after hearing your other comments, I understand what this is, but I have not had a microwave or an oven working going on 3 weeks now. I've sent tickets over, I've called the main office, this lift thing, I text them, I email them, and they keep saying they're gonna escalate it, but nothing has been done. I have tickets going all the way back to March, that they have not done.
Call me, email me. I will help you get it done.
Frank, do you
Okay.
mind telling me your unit code?
I'm in Tower 44, Apartments ME. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you're delivering a pizza, it just says E on the door.
That's fantastic. And thank you for showing up tonight. And you know, this is the heart of why we were founded. We don't have the committee any longer, but we do want to advocate and get the attention that's needed. So these things, you're not the only one. And God forbid that we don't have the kind of tragedy if there were an issue and evacuations needed to happen.
Well, it's frustrating when you're at the window and you're not well, and you got to wave to the firemen. Hopefully, they see you. You know. So, and then there's the last question: is there's these two apps now? We have Loft Living and Built Rewards. Which one are we supposed to pay our rent on, or doesn't it matter?
They're connected, so it
Okay.
doesn't matter. The
Yeah,
app
you can go to
itself
Built.
is built.
You log in, you log
Okay.
into Built for payment.
Okay.
But you can get through it through the Loft. So it
Okay.
kind of like links them together for you.
So it doesn't matter, I guess, as long as I get through to one of them. Okay.
And you get a receipt and you don't use your debit card, because now
Yeah.
they're charging a fee.
Oh, okay. Great.
I got an eviction notice while I was away because you may know that Built on a payment date had a, communications or IT failure. Okay. So that immediately generated an eviction letter. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mail in my check. I mailed it on the first of the month in I think it was July actually, and I got an eviction notice.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm decidedly not happy with them about that, but I'm also having looked into it, I'm not sure that there's much recourse.
Oh, yes, Holly has an answer. If they
okay.
file under under the RSO website for a complaint, is something called tenant harassment. And that's where these false evictions would fall under. And if you do file
Yeah,
a complaint,
my concern, Holly, is that I suspect it falls under what California calls the litigation privilege. So I think it may be privileged conduct that the city can't reach.
so far she said she'd have to look at each instance. That's why I'm not saying specifically, because I am not an attorney. This is not legal advice, and I don't mean to promote it, but it never hurts to file a complaint and give me a number if you do. Thank you.
All right. All right. Further public comment. Donald.
Mr. President, we're getting very close to the annual meeting. Are we going to have a guest speaker this year?
I certainly hope to.
Do you have an idea of who you're approaching on that?
Yes, of course I do. I have an idea of several people that I can approach in order. It's still a little bit early, but we're getting close.
Thank you.
All right. Any other public comment? I don't see any. All right. Next meeting is in person, October 7 in the theater. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Nicole,
And Holly seconds.
Hold on. Just before we go, I want to get Nicole, I'll get there early so I can get into the projection area or whatever it is and try to figure it all out because I've been working on a manual or instructions for dealing with it. So I'll see you early. What time are you going to get there, do you think?
I always endeavor to get there 20 minutes before it starts.
Okay, I'll see you then.
Okay, and informal rule, nobody who helps set up is responsible for helping clean up. All right, all of in favor, let me know. The motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Okay, Holly?
What? No, I didn't mean it.
Oh, you didn't mean to move to adjourn.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I think that's all of us. All right.
Have a great night,
This meeting is
everybody.
adjourned at 8:14 PM.